Coming up tonight, the second stage of Phase 3 heightened alert, which includes dining in, might be off the table amid a spike in cases. Iron Orchard had quite the reopening today with a worker injured when a glass door shattered. And unsure about testing for COVID-19 at home, watchers try out one of the DIY test kits now on the market. This is the Straits Times Newsnight. Good evening, I'm Dylan Ang. We remain cautiously optimistic that more COVID-19 rules will be relaxed this coming Monday, including dining in. Restaurants that the Straits Times spoke to said response has been lukewarm, with fewer reservations received compared with last year. In light of a growing cluster in Bukit Merah and other new cases, Finance Minister Lawrence Wong said the multi-ministry task force is reviewing the timing and scope of the second stage of Phase 3 heightened alert.
Scheduled to have the second stage of reopening on the 21st of June, where we will resume more activities, especially the higher risk ones like F&B dining in. Unfortunately, we've had a latest outbreak of cases, and we are likely to be dealing now with a very large cluster in Bukit Merah, where the cases are breaking out not only in the market and the hawker centre, but also all around the vicinity. And day by day, we are seeing the number of unlinked cases, the cryptic cases in the community are likely to be rising too. So with these latest developments, we are evaluating the timeline and the scope of our second stage of opening. I know this is a difficult time for everyone. I want to assure all of you that we are doing our very best to control the infection, and we want to ensure that we do not have another flare-up before we reach sufficiently high levels of vaccination in our community. So the multi-ministry task force is monitoring this very closely. We are making our assessments together with public health experts, and we will announce our decisions very soon.
Now, in the same video, Mr. Wong demonstrated how to use a DIY COVID-19 test kit, which are available here from today at major pharmacies. You can now test for COVID-19 at home with either the Abbott Pan-Bio Antigen Self-Test or the QuickView at-home OTC COVID-19 test. Now, each kit retails from $10 to $13. It's meant to make testing fast, easy and accessible as Singapore gradually resumes more activities. Visiting a Watson's outlet in Bedok earlier, ST spoke to some customers who bought these kits for peace of mind.
So I'm buying this kit is actually for my daughter. She has a little bit of flu and also a bit of fever, so the symptom matches the same as the COVID-19 prescription. So we just want to make sure that it is not COVID.
My husband and I, we have a young toddler at home. And while my husband and I will be vaccinated or already in the midst of vaccination, we are aware that we might not show some of the symptoms if we ever get COVID-19. So we thought that, it's good to also keep ourselves checked quite regularly. Also, one more reason is that as Singapore progressively opens up, we expect to also receive more visitors at home. One of the ways that we can put ourselves at ease is to also get our visitors tested.
A look at today's COVID-19 numbers: 24 new cases with 5 imported and 19 in the community. 16 of those local cases are linked to previous infections, while 3 remain unlinked. Now, Iron Orchard reopened this morning after a 4-day closure, but one unit was not quite ready to welcome back customers. Shattered glass panel doors at makeup brand Bobbi Brown, leaving one retail worker with cuts on his arms. Other shops like H&M and Burberry remain closed as well. Ion says only shops whose staff have been swabbed and tested negative are allowed to reopen. From findings of the 6th population census since our independence, we can see that while Singapore has come a long way, it also faces a unique set of challenges. Over the last 10 years, the growth rate of the resident population was the slowest since 1965. Not only are fewer babies being born, but the population is also rapidly aging. Those 65 and older form 15.2% of the population in 2020 from 9% in 2010. Another key finding: Singaporeans are better educated. The proportion of university graduates went up significantly from 23.7% in 2010 to 33% in 2020. And over the years, females also narrowed the education gap. In 2020, among women aged 55 and above, 22.8% had post-secondary or higher qualifications compared with 34% for men. Contrast that with the small difference between men and women 25 to 34 years old. 90.2% of women had a post-secondary education, marginally higher than males. Some of the census data, like education, has been categorized by ethnicity, and it's a conscious effort done with the best of intentions. That's according to Minister in the Prime Minister's Office, Indrani Raja, who oversees the National Population and Talent Division. Responding to media queries on why ethnicity was used rather than socio-economic indicators like income, she said that such questions assume all will be well in the absence of such breakdowns. Ms. Indrani went on to explain that not categorizing would mean that the government would only have one big block of data and not know which groups to target, and would not be able to reach or address those groups in a way that is meaningful to them. Doing so ensures that no group is left behind. An update on the Toa Payoh lamp incident that left 2 teens with electric shocks. The Bishan Toa Payoh Town Council said today that a small tear in the live wire insulation inside the lamp post is the likely cause. The Town Council had told ST that works were done to, quote, rectify the finding, and that 3 other lamp posts nearby were replaced as a preventive measure. Let's take a look at what's making waves online today. Now, most of us are no longer strangers to online dating, but many foreign-built apps aren't the most in tune with the Singapore context until now. US dating site OkCupid has introduced Singapore-specific questions. Set to help local millennials look for matches who share similar values and beliefs as part of its latest Love Your Way campaign. And we love the questions. They included some very important ones like, would you rather go to a kopitiam or a cocktail bar on the first date? And my personal favorite, McSpicy or Mushroom Swiss? There is only one right answer to that question. K-drama fans, you may want to keep an eye out for the upcoming Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels, in the hopes that it will star popular South Korean actor Park Seo-joon. According to industry insiders, Park, most known for his leading man roles in What's Wrong with Secretary Kim and Itaewon Class, could be joining the Marvel universe, but we're not yet sure what character he'll play in the superhero movie. He's said to be currently filming a disaster thriller movie and will head to the US after it wraps to start work on The Marvels. Now, speaking of Korean-American collabs, McDonald's BTS meal launches next Monday in Singapore, but it will only be available via delivery to prevent long queues amid the pandemic. Now, it cannot be purchased in-store or even drive-through facilities. And on to another South Korean phenomenon crash landing on you, the Euro 2020 version. A parachuter invaded the pitch moments before the France-Germany match at the Allianz Arena. Check it out. Now, the Greenpeace activist getting caught up in the spider cam and nearly crashing into the crowd. UEFA said the inconsiderate act injured several spectators who needed to be hospitalized. The activist has been arrested. Now, meanwhile, CocaCola reportedly lost over $4 billion in market value after Cristiano Ronaldo removed 2 Coke bottles during a pre-match press conference. As an official sponsor of Euro 2020, Coke bottles are usually placed in front of anyone speaking at these presses, as if that matters to the health-conscious superstar who took them away, saying drink water instead. And here's Paul Pogba removing a bottle of Heineken during his presser. A similar move to Ronaldo, but done for a completely different reason, as Pogba is a devout Muslim. Although Heineken is the official beer partner of the tournament, it's unclear why a bottle was missing from Ronaldo's and many other press conferences, but placed at Pogba's table. Now, before you pick up a DIY COVID-19 test kit, If you are still unsure about how to use it, our very own Suen took one for the team and did a self-test. Take a look.
So you can now find out your COVID-19 status in under 30 minutes from the comfort of your own home. And I don't know if you've seen them yet, but these self-administered test kits hit the market today. And I wondered, how easy are they to use? This particular brand has kits of 1 and 10, but obviously I got the 10 because I don't trust my own skills. Let's check it out. Today, I'm going to try out one of the 4 approved kits, the Abbott PanBio COVID-19 Antigen Self-Test. For this particular brand, expect to pay around $13 for a single pack, about $107 for a pack of 10, and around $200 for a pack of 20. The kits are now available at pharmacies island-wide. So this is a quick and convenient test you can take more regularly, whether you're a frontline worker or you live with vulnerable persons, or like me, you're just a stickler for safety. And after carefully reading the instructions, I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be. Something to note, these instructions are specifically for the Abbott kit, so there may be some variations when it comes to the other test kits. First, wash or sanitize your hands. Make sure they are dry before starting. Open the box carefully and do not open the sealed individual parts until instructed. Squeeze the liquid from the buffer bottle into the tube. Check that the liquid should be at or slightly above the fill line. Now for my favorite part, the swab. Insert the swab about 2 cm into your nostril and slowly rotate it along the insides of your nasal passage at least 5 times. Do it for both nostrils. Actually, it's quite comfortable, it's not that bad. Insert the swab into the tube, swirl it in the fluid 5 or more times, and pinch the swab through the tube to squeeze out every last drop. Snap the swab handle at the break line and leave the swab inside the tube before capping it. Remove the test device from its package, keep the tube vertical and check for any bubbles in the liquid. Bubbles may lead to inaccurate results, so wait for them to disappear. Remove the white cap and squeeze 5 drops of liquid into the well on the test device. Now wait for 15 minutes. Do not wait longer than 20 minutes. After about 15 minutes, I'm a little bit nervous, but it's time for the results. If you see only one line next to the C, this means that you're home safe. COVID-19 was not detected. But if you see a line next to the T, no matter how faint, you should see a doctor. Place the swab, tube and test device into a bag, no souvenirs, seal the bag tightly and throw it away. Good news, I'm COVID-free. And it was really quite easy to use. I've done both PCR and ART tests before, and I must say this is quite a bit more comfortable. But at around 80% accuracy, slightly less than a PCR test, I'd say just be careful anyway when you go out. But it's convenient and I can do it at home, so I see myself doing it again. Anyway, you know what they say, it's always better to be safe than sorry.
And that wraps up the Straits Times Newsnight. Do visit straitstimes.com to see more news and videos, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the button below. Keep safe. I'll see you tomorrow.